Hey, Nicole here. This is for all the Aquarius people out there. This is the Aquarius archetype for sun, moon, or rising sign. Actually, for any planet even that the Aquarius energy is applied to, this will apply to that particular planet. So Aquarius, this is a zodiac sign that's one of my personal favorite. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, that wacky planet that's like on its side, right? Rotating with the ring sideways. It's like the oddball, which is perfectly applicable for Aquarians. They have a thing to them where they're a little different than a lot of other people, I should say. Okay, this is also a fixed sign, and it's an air sign. So when you combine these two qualities, it's kind of an interesting, when I think of fixed signs, I really think of kind of this earthy energy. You know, it's this solid, it's like a train on rails going in one direction. And then when I think of Aquarius, this air sign, this kind of oddball, this rebel, this hippie, even when you think of a scientist, because Aquarius also rules scientists, Uranus rules scientists because of when it was discovered as a planet, was the time of sort of our scientific revolution. But these are these kind of unorthodox archetypes. And so when you combine that with this fixed energy, you end up realizing when somebody is a rebel, when they are standing up against what is considered the norm and the orthodox way of doing things, you have to have a very fixed, determined mind about you to stand up against what culture deems as the norm, okay? So that's sort of how I feel like their fixed nature comes out. With an Aquarius, when they have their mind set on something, good luck changing it. They love conversation. They rule, Aquarius, Uranus rules friendships. This is the 11th house. This is the broader humanity. They have this ability to love everybody, and they'll sit and have a conversation with you and talk with you till late at night even about a lot of different topics, but especially they love science and philosophy and those broader themes, the broad brushstrokes that paint all of us as human beings. Those are the things that they'll really love talking about. They're humanitarians, but they are also, while they'll sit and have this conversation with you, they're probably have already made their mind up about where they stand. So either they are going to be quite argumentative. Aquarians do tend to like to argue, but it comes from a place of exercising their rational, logical mind, not at all trying to be, rude. But and also with Aquarius, now if they are an Aquarius that's more of an emotive Aquarius, depending on their moon, so if they've got like a moon in water, then they're going to be a little bit softer. They're not going to want to argue so much with you. If they have a moon in an air sign, you can guarantee, or a fire sign, well, even or an earth sign, they're going to love. Let's discuss this, and they're going to have quite fixed ideas about what they think this world looks like. All right, so they've kind of come to a lot of conclusions in their mind ahead of time, and they're going to want to convince you, or they're just going to argue their side. So, anyway, now also Aquarius, like I said, this rules friendships and social relationships. So Aquarians and the Aquarius archetype very much has to do with all of our connections as human beings, universal love, brotherly love. They are. If you've got Aquarius on one of your sexual planets, like your Venus or your Mars, as far as how this relates to the opposite sex or those people you're attracted to, you're going to be attracted to people due to the way their minds work, more so than an actual physical attraction. Aquarius on the sexual planets is actually one of the least sexual, the least sort of lusty, okay? This is not so much about being in the physical body. Aquarian energy to me is more kind of cosmic. This is combining, remember, this is air, and this is Uranus, which is this planet that's sort of far away. It's more of a cosmic energy. It's more of it's a higher side of Mercury, okay, which is the mind. So it's this sort of cosmic mind, and you apply that to inner relationships and romantic relationships, and it's this conversational, they love talking with people. I've got a good Aquarius friend he's like a good texter. He keeps in touch with all of his friends. Aquarians would be the type you'd meet them on a train or a plane or a bus. You talk to them for a few minutes, and then they would, I have a client actually that does this, that sends books to people. That's totally an Aquarian behavior. Even though he's somewhat of an introvert, he still connects with people through thoughts, through communication and conversation, and finding kind of these common threads. That's universal love, brotherly love. That's Aquarius. Now, Aquarius is 11th house. This also is kind of the house of our hopes and our dreams, because Aquarius is all about you've got Aquarius and Leo on this axis, okay? Leo is ruled by the sun, and this is all about my individual will, what I want to do with my life, okay? You've come here, if you're Leo, to express your ego, to say, I want to go buy an ice cream cone right now, okay? And some would call that being bossy, or some would call that just being self-directed, you know, whatever, you can call it whatever you want. Whereas you have Aquarius, and Aquarius is the opposite side of the axis. Aquarius is about allowing everybody to individually exercise their will as they see fit. Okay, so Aquarians are open. That's why, and a lot of times Aquarians are sort of attracted to weird, unorthodox lifestyles, or and also if you've got, in fact, I just was doing a study on homosexuality. If you have Aquarius or Uranian energy or 11th house energy on your sexual planets Mars and Venus, then you have a fluidity with your sexuality. And so whether, even if you're totally straight, there's still like this openness to, you know, to gender. There's this openness to suggestion, what's female, what's feminine, what's masculine, you know. There's a just, you know, because they're so cerebral, it's kind of like whatever, you know, they can flow either way. They get it. They kind of understand gender from a different place. So now, also with Aquarius, let's talk about them within relationships. In relationships, Aquarians need a lot of space. Because they are such a rational, logical air sign, they're not like a water sign. You have a water sign needs this connection, this like heart connection, you know, with another person, whereas an Aquarian wants to be stimulated in the head. They want to talk about things. They want to think about things. They want you to bring things to them that they can kind of chew on. You know, that's exciting for an Aquarius. And now remember, there are always exceptions. If you have, again, a water moon and you're an Aquarius, then this is not really going to apply to you because your emotional nature is such that you need that emotional connection. But I'm saying Aquarius as an archetype, okay? So whatever planet it's placed on, that planet specifically. So if you're an Aquarius sun and you've got a water moon, this means that you, as your personality that you walk out into the world with is going to feel Aquarian, okay? If you have an Aquarius moon, that means emotionally, you're not going to need to be coddled and spoon-fed like some people need. And emotionally, you might even, again, kind of like Capricorn, be a little bit cold, feel a little bit cold, but not Capricorn cold, not like where you're, on the Capricorns can sometimes just feel like they just don't care. Like think of Ron Burgundy from Parks and Recreation. Like he feels very Capricorn to me, you know, just like, you know, just can be a little bit critical and seeing sort of the silly side and the inane side of life and kind of just is over it, you know. So that can be Capricorn. Now Aquarius though, Aquarius just generally, they like people, okay? Aquarians are friendly and social. So it's not like their moon, but it's more of a surface thing, you know? It's like it's an Aquarian moon would be able to like go out in public and meet people and be, you know, really friendly and this surface initial kind of chit chat thing happening and be really bubbly and gregarious, but not necessarily ever get super close to the people that they love without quite a bit of time between the meeting and when they've let that person in, you know, like they're more, and they don't expect them ever to be super emotive. That's just not how they're built. Some people are really emotive and some people are more rational, and that's just how our minds and our everything function. So now Aquarius, let's see, what else? With business and work and career, Aquarians need to feel like they're fighting for a cause. They need to have like, they've got to feel like, if they work for a corporation, they need to feel like the corporation is doing good in the world. If they're self-employed and they're an entrepreneur, which a lot of Aquarian types are going to be entrepreneurs. So if you've got like your Mars in Aquarius, if you've got even, or, you know, Uranus in your second house or Uranus in your 10th house, you're going to need that freedom to express your will as you see fit. Also, Aquarius is the genius. So you're probably going to be, you may have these ideas, these inspired ideas that your bosses don't have. And you may, when you're in a corporate setting, you may feel sometimes like you're not appreciated for all of the things you can really bring to the corporate setting. So a lot of times Aquarians will be self-employed, which is a good fit. They need a lot of change, a lot of variety, a lot of constant stimulation, trying new things, and they have a freak flag. That's Aquarius is the freak flag because they're and sexually it's like Aquarius, although it is considered the freakiest, you know, of all of the zodiac signs, they're not the most sexual. So like Aquarian, I know quite a few. I know like 4 different Aquarius Mars men, and the feedback has been they're not super lusty. Like they could go without, or they, you know, it's this interesting, really. Or I knew one that was married, and his wife, he was like, she just was all over me all the time, you know. That's Aquarius Mars. Like it's like a lightning storm, stop start kind of an energy. That's Uranus too. So anyhow, that's Aquarius. Questions, comments, post down below. Okay.